Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all the world. Today we're talking about astrology. We're talking about Indian astrology, and we have one of our team members who's a professional astrologer joining us pretty soon. Good evening, Mr. Avinesh. Thank you so much for joining.
Good evening. Namaste.
Namaste. Before we will start, I would like to introduce you to our followers. So Mr. Avinesh is one of our team members, and he's from Dharamshala. He's one of our team members from Dharamshala. Mr. Avinesh is an astrologer, and he's a person who is very much connected to Indian culture. He's the one who discovered for me the real cultural differences of Northern India and Central India and Southern India. He's a person who shares a lot of experiences of culture with a lot of foreigners who also travel to Dharamshala. So today we're going to talk about astrology. And to start with, I would like to understand how is, in general, Indian astrology different from the general Western astrology that we know? Like there are people who follow the astrological signs, you know, Libra has different predictions, and I don't know, twins have better day today, and we'll have some challenges tomorrow. So what's the difference between Indian astrology and the general astrology that people hear about?
Oh, that is a very, very wonderful and a beautiful question. I would definitely like to answer this way. Indian astrology is very different from the Western astrology. First, let us understand this one. Western astrology is based on sun signs. It is more on towards like when the sun, where is the sun's position, and where in India we generally go with the moon sign. When a child is born, we take the birth chart. I mean, his place of birth, his timing of birth, what time he was born, all those things. Why we take it? Because we want to know the position of the moon, where the moon is at that point of time when the child was born. And based on that, we make a natal chart of that particular native of a child. And based on that, where the position of the planets at that point of time when the child was born. So since moon is very close to Earth, the predictions are very, very close. Wherein in Western astrology, the sun is quite far from Earth. So the predictions can be little where, I don't say wrong, but it can be little not accurate.
Yeah. Okay, so you said that you in general in India people do astrological predictions with moon, but like how important is it for Indians? Do Indians generally give much importance to it? Like in my case, I know many of my friends who may check their astrology every week. But I don't believe in astrology, kind of not as a science, but as a prediction. So I generally don't follow astrology. So I want to understand, and this is the same in many other Western countries. Some people, they believe in astrology, some people, they don't. So what is the situation in India? Do people follow astrology? Do people give much importance? Or do they consider it something just, I don't know, supernatural, artificial?
Okay. Well, let me start it this way. When you are comparing, let's talk about India only. I'm not talking about other countries, what's happening in other countries.
Yes, we're talking about India.
When I'm talking about India, I'm talking particularly to Hindu religion. Because in India, the Hindu religion is very, very, very much prevalent, and it is one of the ancient, very, very ancient religion, one of the first religion on the planet Earth. And we call it a Sanatan Dharma. The original name is Sanatan Dharma. And in India, I don't think anybody don't believe in astrology, first thing. But there may be some people, don't take me onto this one. There may be some people who may not be believing on astrology, but 99%, or say, let me, you can correct me if I'm wrong, maybe let's take it on the safer side, 95%.
Okay.
95%, 95% people in India, they believe in astrology. And especially when I'm saying 95%, I mean 100%, all of the Hindus will be definitely believing it. But now, even Muslim community and other communities, even Christians and from other religions like Sikhs and Buddhists, they have also started developing, asking Pandits, the Brahmins, the one who make the natal charts for the natives, uh, and they have started believing in astrology. Why? I tell you two things here. There is a one difference. We all know, like, there is an astronomy which is studied by astronomers, and astronomy is the study of planets. It's the study of the positions of the planets and their motion, where the particular planet is in the universe. And there is another thing that is called astrology. Astrology, what is astrology? Astrology is about the study of these planets' positions and making a and their motion, where the planet is, and based on that making predictions for that particular native. So astrology has more accurate and relevance in one's life.
Avinesh ji, can you give me some examples? Like when we say it has much importance in Indian society, astrology has much importance. What do people do? Like, do they wake up and try to read their astrology charts? I'm giving some ridiculous examples, but like, give me some examples in a daily life or in main events or main occasions of the life that people follow the astrology.
I got you. Well, let me put it this way. Let me take it a life cycle for one particular child. When somebody is born, we make a horoscope for that particular child. And we also, based on that horoscope, we make a particular name for that particular child, that this name will be lucky for this child. Okay.
So based on the horoscope, it's a different name. Child has a different name.
Different name. Okay. The astrological, based on the astrology, the child will have a different name in his horoscope, which generally here in India, people don't share with everybody. They keep it safe. They keep it safe in their, for example, this is my horoscope. I will keep it safe, this name, in my paper, and I will not show to anybody. This will be only my family members will be knowing it.
Okay.
And then from the first letter of that particular moon sign, what we do is, like, we can make another name for the public in general. For my name is, say, Avinesh. So the first word letter is A, but there may be some other name in the horoscope. So this is at the time of the birth, the astrology starts playing its role. Now, when the child is, say, after 6 days, his name will be given to the child. After 1 year, we will celebrate his first birthday, and that we call it a Varshafala. Varshafala means annual prediction of that child, the first annual prediction of that child. Okay. And based on that, we will decide many things. Second is, when the child is, say, 12 years, we will make one more festival, which is called Yagyopavita. We wear a thread. You might have seen some people in Hindus. They are
Brahma. Yes, those who believe those who belong to Brahman, yes, they have like a white thread.
White thread. Yeah. Yes. We wear threads, like we here have, you can see this kalava, we wear so many threads like this one. Okay. So all this is very astrological thing. And I'm sorry I'm just getting a call from some other place. Anyway, so when the child is 12 years, we wear this thread, And then after that, when the child is like 23, 24 years old, he is getting married or he's ready for the marriage. At that time, we make matching for him, that which particular girl or a boy will be. For example, he's a boy, then we look for a girl, and when there is this girl, then we make a match for a boy.
Or basically, and even making a family in India, like finding a husband or a wife, is again matching of the horoscope.
Matching and of the horoscope.
Does it generally happen? Does it generally happen that if people they don't match, they marry and then they divorce, or it's opposite? When they match, they get married and divorce.
Well, that's a question which may be relevant too much in today's scenario. But when this astrology was written down by our saints and the so-called hermits and people who have written them, the Brahmins, the Pandits, at that time the concept was very different. We didn't have the concept of divorce, first of all.
Okay.
We never believed in this philosophy of divorcing. Even today also, we believe in a single marriage.
It's not common in, it's not that common in Indian culture to have a divorce.
Yeah, it's not very common, and we consider it as a taboo or a social stigma when somebody says, I don't like my wife, or I don't like my husband. I
this is a social taboo that still needs to be overcome in India. I know it's very much rooted in the culture. But still, if we come back to the astrology, we have an interesting question, a very interesting one, which comes from an Armenian lady. She says, tell us more about Manglik and not Manglik, when people are divided into two parts. I think, yes, Ellen is asking this question. She lives not far from Rajasthan. So she is already in India for 10 years. Big India fan. Yes. So I think she knows quite much about this. So she wants to know more. Can you tell us about this Manglik and not Manglik? I have no idea.
Yes. For example, let me take it this way. Try to understand things. Manglik is a concept. When we say Manglik, we are talking about planet Mars. Okay, we are only talking about planet Mars. Where is the planet Mars situated in the horoscope?
In one person's horoscope. We're talking about a single person's bio horoscope.
If you allow me, I have something for you. Can you see this chart here, or is it possible for you or no?
Yes, we can see the chart. Yes, we can see the chart.
It's visible for you, I guess.
Yes.
Correct?
If you put it a bit towards your side, we can see it better. Yes. Now we can see it.
Now what I want to say is, this one is a natal chart for one particular person. Say, I have not written anything on this. What I am trying to show is, this is the first house. This house. You see this house, first one?
Yes. What does the house mean?
Oh, I'll tell you. If you can see this chart, I will explain everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, when we make for somebody a horoscope, we call it Lagna. Lagna chart. L-A-G-N, Lagna. This is the basic chart. Based on this one, we start learning about the predictions and everything. When the child was born, where were the planets? Okay, the snapshot of that picture is taken of a child, and then we see where the planets are here in these houses. Now let me put it like this way. This one is the first, then we have a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. These are 12 houses.
Per month. Is it connected to the month?
Come again?
12, is it connected to the months, or does it have any connection to years?
No. For a time being, you just try to understand, because you put a very advanced question of Manglik. That's why I'm explaining. Otherwise, I would not have asked.
Yes.
The first thing is, when we have these blocks, you see this one, we call them houses.
Okay,
These are
these are the
houses.
houses.
Just like houses, just like we have a house, we have, for example, we have a house for a DC, deputy commissioner. We have a house for a police commissioner. We have a house for, say, somebody who is a businessman. Okay, so when you go to a businessman, he will talk about business. When you talk to a administrator, he will talk about administration. Okay, the first house is about your health. It deals with your health, your soul. Okay, second house deals with your wealth, money. It's all about, about your wealth. Third house, it deals with your brothers and sisters, siblings. Okay, and your communication, your short journeys, where you will travel. Okay, fourth house is about your mother. This is the house. If there is a Mars here, then that we consider it as a debiliated Mars, Manglik. Okay. Manglik. When Mars is here, MA, if Mars is here, this will be a Manglik dosh. Okay, and we will see the degree of Mars. What will be the degree of Mars? Okay, I will talk about degrees of planets in a later stage. And then we have a house number 5. Fourth house is for mother, for all related to your mother, your mother's property, your vehicle, all these things will be and your money, all this will be considered from here, the fourth house. Okay, fifth house is about your studies, your general studies, your love matters, your romance, all those things, your college life, all those things from the fifth house. Sixth house is about your enemies, your friends, and your debt. 3 things: enemies, friends, and debt.
Negative house.
All negative.
Quite
all
a negative house, yes.
Generally, we don't consider this sixth house as a good house, but it is. But when some other planets like Saturn or some other planets they are here, they are considered good also. That depends. We'll talk about it later. Seventh house is about marriage. This is the house people are more worried about. This is marriage.
Okay, so this is what people pay attention to in India.
Yeah, this is also about business people, partners. For example, you are having a businessman. You are a businessman and you have another business person. How his partnership will go on, how your partner will look like, how he will be, So these things, and your spouse. So the spouse is also a part.
Relations, partnership and relations.
How that partnership will be. The 8th house will be how that partnership will be. 7th house is just about partner. But partnership is different, right?
Okay, so got it. Yes.
8th house is about partnership, death, anything which is hidden, underground. Okay, all is about 8th house. 6th and 8th house not considered very good houses.
6th and 8th.
Then we go to 9th house. 9th house is about your fate, your long distance journeys. Long distance journeys. All this is considered from here the karma. We come to the concept of karma. Okay. Basically, 10th house is the karma house where you do all your occupation, what profession you will be having, what profession you will be doing, and basically your father, opposite to your mother. This is your mother's house, this is your father's house, basically. Okay. And then we go to the 11th house about income, everything gain. What all you gain in your life. All gains are considered from the 11th house. Your desires, your hidden aspirations, what you want to be in your life, whether you will achieve it or not. So all your aspirations will come from this house, 11th house. Then we go to the 12th house. This is about isolation, moksha. I don't want anything. I just want to go to God and that's all. I don't want anything. Spirituality. And spirituality, hospitalization, jail. The negative thing is also there. This is when you leave the entire world and you don't want anything. You have gained a lot of money. All your aspirations are fulfilled in the 11th house. Now you want nothing. You have everything. You have son, you have daughters, you have a husband, you have good friends. You have everything. Now you don't want anything in your life. So you go for moksha. You say You ask the God, please give me moksha. I don't want to come back to this planet Earth next time. So the 12th house is about isolation. And then
Okay.
if somebody wants to go and settle in foreign lands, we consider it as a house for foreign lands, permanent residency.
Permanent residency connected to isolation. That's very interesting. Avinesh, I would like you to explain just very briefly now. You explained what is Manglik, and people are divided into Manglik and not Manglik. So how does it influence your predictions? How does it influence a person if they are Manglik or not Manglik? How does it matter for Indians?
See, let me put it this way. We are very much conscious about this question whenever we are going to match a boy and a girl's horoscope. For example, we have a boy horoscope and we have a girl horoscope. And when we try to match this, we make sure that both the people, either they are not Manglik, both are not Manglik, then it's not a problem. But when one is Manglik, another person is not Manglik, then there is a problem. The problem will be they both will not be compatible. First thing, the level of understanding will not be there. They will have problems in their lives. They will have misery in their life. They can have health problems. They can have compatibility problems. They may not have a child. And if child is born, that child may not be maybe handicapped or, things like that. And so one is Manglik and another one is not Manglik, whether the girl is Manglik and the boy is not Manglik, okay, the Mars is not there in the boy's sign, at his natal chart, the Mars may be at a good position, but in girl child the Mars is at a bad position, so this will be a problem. We generally consider if both are bad, then both bad people should come together.
Okay.
So Manglik and Manglik.
Very correct logic.
So hold on. Manglik and Manglik cancel things.
Oh, two negatives become positive. Okay.
Good in maths.
Okay.
So Manglik and Manglik, they will cancel. This is very, very important. Whenever we consider two horoscopes, we make sure that there should not be a Manglik dosha. There should not be a Manglik dosha. If there is a Manglik dosha, we have to do some remedies for it. There are a lot of remedies. That's a big topic.
When you say remedy, what is it? It's like some religious process, or?
Come again.
What do you mean by saying you need to do remedy? For
remedies,
astrology,
yes.
What is the remedy?
Remedies. There are remedies for Mangala dosha. If somebody's, for example, one boy is he's Manglik, or a girl is a Manglik, before getting married, they will be married to a banyan tree.
Oh, this is the secret from where I heard that there are Indians who get married to a tree.
Yes.
I never thought this is true.
Even picture. So the first marriage is with the tree or with a picture, and then we break that picture. So all the bad thing has gone. So these two people will be okay. So the girl
now
is
I got the reason why there are in India people who may get married to a tree and consider it as their first marriage. So this is just a ritual. It's not an actual marriage.
Again, I come to Indian culture. This is about we are talking about Indian culture here and astrology. Yes. Why? Because in India, the Hindus consider trees very, very important in their lives. They consider, they think that trees also have lives. They can't just say things to you, but they can hear your stories. They can hear your bad dreams. We consider, for example, if I have a bad dream, I cannot tell to my wife or to my children or to my parents. I can go and straight away talk to any of the tree, and I will tell, oh tree, this is the bad dream I had last night. Please take care of me. Yeah? Don't do anything. I mean, pray for me. Whatever I want to say to the tree, I can talk to the tree. People do this here in India. Many people, they do it. If you have a bad dream, you talk to a tree, you talk to a plant, because we consider plants as living beings. Okay,
Yeah, there is
so
life in plants. That's true. Plants
yes,
do have
yes,
life, so that's
yes,
true.
yes, because they are significant significator of like Mercury. Mercury is a significator of plants, green color. We also have, we also talk about colors. We have for Sunday, we have a different color. Monday for different color. Tuesday, red is good. Today is red is good. Okay, we try
Oh,
to prefer red
okay.
color on Tuesdays. Okay, we
So
on
it's believed that it brings good luck to people, the color. If you wear this color on specific day, it brings
yes,
good luck.
yes, yes,
Can you
yes.
specify some of them? Like you said, Tuesday is red. What other colors are there?
See, Tuesday is red. Wednesday it is green
Wednesday is green. Okay.
because we worship Lord Ganesha on Wednesday. Okay,
Okay.
Thursday we worship to Lord Krishna
I think
or
it's
Vishnu.
yellow. Yellow, no?
Yeah, yellow color. Yes, this
I
one.
see a lot of people. Yes, I see a lot of people on Tuesday wearing yellow, light orange. In Jaipur, there
Yes,
are a lot of people who do that.
yes. It's very significant. And on Friday we wear pink color.
Friday for pink. Okay.
Pink. Pink. Why pink? Because it is pink is a significator of Venus. Venus, Shukra,
Mhm.
and we pink color shows Lakshmi, money, the goddess Lakshmi.
Oh, God. So
Okay.
basically, astrology is directly interconnected with Indian religion, right?
Yes, very
So,
much.
so for Indians, yes,
Amalgamated.
it's
Amalgamated.
interconnected. So
Interconnected. Yes.
astrologists in India, most of the astrologists in India, are they pandits? And how can, this is something which I never talked to you about. How can people differentiate who is a real astrologist and maybe who is a fraud one, because we deal with foreign people who come to different projects. And just an example, very often when our volunteers or interns, they go to Pushkar, they see a lot of pundits. And they say, like, I'm an astrologist, I will tell you your future, I can tell you all about your past and present. So how can people differentiate? Is there a way? Do people have a degree for that? How do they know that someone is an astrologer?
Well, that is not a very tough question. If you
Mm-hmm.
come to India, I welcome all tourists to come to India. We really appreciate. But at the same time, these days I pray for all the tourists because of
These days,
COVID-19.
yes.
Uh, we pray for all, not only for India but all the countries as well. Everybody should be healthy and safe, and human life should not be lost. It is very sad to know about European countries, what happened in Europe recently, and it's happening across the
USA as
world.
well. It's all over the
Yes,
world.
yeah, it is very sad. I pray daily for to God that there should not be human loss in the world. Now, coming back to your question about Brahmins, well, there the Brahmin is one of the topmost uh, people in terms of knowledge. They have a lot of knowledge about astrology, astronomy, and they are the one who make predictions. Now,
Hmm.
it is very difficult as per your question. I cannot tell if somebody is sitting on the street
Yes.
anywhere down and somebody goes and asks like, you know, tell me something, and just to make mint money he is telling some xyz things to a person and the person is
Hmm.
believing him. Now it is purely upon the tourist whether he goes with that. It will be very difficult for the tourist to know about how to handle this situation. If you go through a
Hmm.
guide, if you know somebody who is already there in India, and then you come across someone, you will come to know very easily. And
Okay, so
generally,
just people need to be careful.
yeah, just street vendors, anybody asking for
Street
money,
vendors, this is,
generally,
yeah, this is
yeah,
true because sometimes people treat it as a business,
yeah,
right? Like in
business.
your case, I mean, I know you first of all by your other profession and then as an astrologer because for you it's not a business. But then there are a lot of people who keep it as a business. So that's the
Yeah,
reason I
for
just
us
wanted to make sure that people,
personally, personally,
they
this
need
is not a
to
business.
say,
This is not a business for me. This is not a business. I never in my, I had been seeing these horoscopes and palmistry. When I was just 14 years old, I started palmistry, right? So from last 30, 35 years, I had been doing this and I have
palm
not,
reading, right? Okay.
palmistry, yeah, palmistry is all about hands, you know, this is
Okay.
Venus, all these things, you know. So I had never charged anybody. There are many people who don't charge, they don't take a single penny from the person who has come to ask his troubles, you know, whether he will have troubles or he's facing challenges in his life. So people
Hmm.
generally, many times they don't charge. They don't charge a single penny also. So
Yeah.
it is something like God's blessings to them, and they can help people around, they can heal people. But some people have started doing, you know, just for minting money, for them everything is money, right? For us, it is
Yeah.
not like. I am
I
blessed
do
by
hope that
God.
yes, you are blessed by God. This is true. And you know the science as well. I just hope that our future participants will be safe in these terms, because I get this question very often when they just want to know the prediction about themselves. Before we pass to the next question, we have a very short question which is related to dreams. The question is the following: are the dreams connected to astrology? When someone sees a dream and then it comes true, is this somehow connected to astrology, or is this some other science?
Yeah, this is connected to astrology.
Mm-hmm.
You see, astrology is a vast subject basically. When
Mm-hmm.
you are doing meditation, that is also coming under astrology. When we are having chakras, you know something about chakras, seven
Yes,
chakras.
yes,
Good,
seven chakras.
good.
Yes.
Chakras. It is enlightening your chakras. You know everything, how to know about the knowledge, the world knowledge, the wisdom. So that also comes under astrology. Astrology has a it's a big name, big thing. Under that, there will be many things. So dashas will be there. So dream depends upon your dasha. Dasha is like the duration of that particular planet, which is going to influence you for the next 20, 15, 7 or 10 years. What dasha is
Okay,
going? Dasha
so
is the duration of a planet that is going to be
duration, duration of a planet which influences your fate.
faith. Yes. For example, right now, for example, in my case, some dasha is going on, right? The duration is going on. It could be any dasha, like it could be Jupiter's dasha, it could be Mars dasha, it could be Sun dasha. Every dasha has a one particular time frame. Sun has
Mm-hmm.
one particular time frame, Moon has a 10 years time frame, Mars has a 7 years time frame. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
uh, Mars has 7 years time frame. So similarly, Rahu is like again of one planet. So these are the things which take which play a lot of role in one's life, in one's thinking also, and in his
Mm-hmm.
behavior. What challenges he's facing, and because of the challenges, those comes to your dream, and so your mind is influenced by that dasha.
So yes, basically it's astrology plus, in your case, the way you explain it's astrology plus psychology, both interconnected.
Yes,
Okay,
interconnected.
I would just like to remind all of our participants who are following us that we're talking about astrology, and I would request to also be active and ask questions. You have an opportunity to talk to Mr. Avinesh with comments, ask your questions, do your predictions. Now, when we talk about predictions, now I would like to understand on what basis do people do predictions? Like, what do an astrologer needs to do a prediction?
See, to make a prediction, we need to have first the birth child. When you are born, you have a date of birth, a place of birth, where you were born, at what time you were born. These three things are very important: place,
Mm-hmm.
date of birth, and the time when you were born. It is in the morning, evening, night. So the more accurate it is, the more accurate predictions will be.
Okay.
And this
Okay.
takes
So
time to make a prediction. Predictions are not like just you just see and just you take. It takes some time to read and talk about it.
okay. And you also
Yeah.
mentioned about the palmistry. So how is it connected? How is the prediction of palm connected with astrology? Like, again, an example from my experience, I know some people who just read the lines, and then according to the length of the line, they never say it's connected to astrology, but
Yes, it is very
simply,
much. It is connected. Palmistry has even our headlines. The four headlines.
Mhm,
Earlier, we lost some of the science. It is basically a science. Astrology is a science. Palmistry is a science. It comes under astrology only. And even we used to have saints who can you read the forehead. Just by
mhm,
watching or seeing at the forehead, they can predict, right? This
mhm.
science was very, very much prevalent. Many people knew about it at some 5,000 years back. Okay, but in these days, we have lost it because of our own mistakes. The Hindus who had lived over the years, they have not passed this information in a written format. It is there. Some texts are left, but most of the texts they have been spoiled by one way or the other. Okay,
Okay.
so still whatever texts are left, people try to study them and read them and talk about them. Now to your question about palmistry and astrology, yes, we have these mounts you see. These are the mounts, we call it Venus. Here it is moon. One is
Mhm.
Mercury, one is Sun, this part is called Saturn, this one is Jupiter. Similarly, all this can be related to astrology. The palmistry can be related
Okay.
and astrology, the natal chart can be related to your palmistry as well. This is all related, interlinked.
Okay. Um, okay. That's quite impressive till now, whatever we've heard about the astrology. If you could elaborate more for us in general, what is astrology and how Indians view it, and bring more examples of astrological predictions that in general people do. Maybe you can just teach us basic tips how to understand whether the calendar for that specific child is more positive or negative, like how to read at least the prediction.
Well, I'm very sorry in that sense. It will not be easy to understand a natal chart in first session, first of all. It will be very,
Okay.
very difficult. I welcome
So
you.
this meaning
Come
the
again
professional
here.
course, astrology
Yeah,
course.
yes, yes. You have to come to India. Your friends and other people who wants to wish to come here, all the tourists, they are welcome to India. This is not an easy thing that you can understand within 1 hour, or even I would say in 4 5 days you will not learn. But definitely, if you are in India, you will be able to understand it more in a better way and in more relevant way. You will not only understand, but you will get into the nitty-gritty of all the astrological aspects and why it is there, for what is the reason being astrology being there. Astrology is all about motion of planets and predicting how they are going to influence in your life. So to understand
Mm-hmm.
that, it will not be easy to understand it in one session. I'm very sorry for that. You please
Okay,
come
no
to our
problem. For
place.
that, we will just make a course.
Yeah. So
Avnesh, we have some more questions coming.
yeah,
I
you
think
please.
we're having debates now. Disha is asking, just being the devil's advocate, for what should one look for in astrology?
Please come again for the question.
Just being the devil's advocate, for what should one look for in astrology? I think she wants to say if someone is negative, like a mean person, what they
Mm-hmm.
can look for in the astrology. I think this is what you mean, Disha. If I'm not correct, please can you comment? And if I'm correct, just say yes. If I'm wrong, just correct me. Elaborate more what you want to say.
Maybe
Because I
the
think she
concern.
joined. Why should someone look for in astrology? I mean, why should anyone try to go for astrology? Can't they live
See,
without astrology?
yeah, you can live without an astrology, not a problem. Okay, not a
Mm-hmm.
problem. It is for them whether they want predictions, accurate predictions or not. It is like an alert. For example, if I'm
Mm-hmm.
driving a car and I'm going on a straight road, right? If,
Mm-hmm.
for example, on the straight road somebody has made a big trench or some work is going on and they have not put a board, drive slow, then I will go straight into that trouble, no? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they have written down there, be cautious, drive below 60 kilometer per hour and take a right turn and go the other way, then it will be a direction for me to be little cautious and move on to other side. So astrology is all about alerting you about any challenges that are going to come in your life. Challenges will definitely come, but the magnitude of the challenge will be little less if it is to be negative, and it can be raised if it has to be in a good sense, along with the
Okay.
remedies, which generally the pandits they suggest.
Yes, the rituals, like for example, that you mentioned, marrying a tree.
Now your question
um,
question was why I would need an astrology. The
yes,
astrology is similar.
why at all?
Astrology is similar. Yeah, why? If for example there are no signs on the road, what you will do? There are no
Mm-hmm.
signs on the road. What you will do? You will go on a top speed, considering it, whatever situation coming to you, you will go, you will handle. But that's not the way. No, there is will be a police officer. There are some rules and regulations. Similarly, in our life, we have some rules and regulations. How to deal with your mother-in-law? How to deal with your father-in-law? They may be trying to put some pressure on you. So whether you should talk to them in what way, in what sense, how to handle a situation, particular situation. It's like a guiding force. You are guiding people. For example, in my case, I'm just guiding you. Hashmi, please don't do this way. So it will be help you. It won't give any kind of trouble to you.
We
It's
had a
more like
very
help.
interesting question as well, Avneshji. I'm sorry to interrupt. It was again from the same lady who asked about Manglik. She was saying that all over Europe and other countries, people don't follow astrology. They don't follow any calendars, and they live quite successfully. And how comes that there are a lot of people who don't even know about astrology, but still they get what they want? So do you have
See,
any tips, or can I just
I got it, I got
invest my also
it.
belief on
Hold
this?
on. See, success is a small word, but it says essays, volumes. What is success? People don't know what is success. People even don't know what they want from their life. People don't know what is my desires, my inner desires. And even if they achieve, still they are striving and they are not happy with themselves. There are many
Some
such
people,
things
yes.
which are going, the inner peace is not there. Even you talk to about this guy, Apple, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, what he said in his book, in the last chapter, if you have read that, he came to India, right? And why he
Yeah,
came to India? For spirituality. He came for spirituality. The last answer is spirituality. Success is a journey. It's not a destination. Once you achieve something, there will be something, another milestone coming your way. And once you achieve the second milestone, some third will be there. The
that's
end
very
doesn't.
good word you said. It's a journey. It's not a destination.
It's not a destination. So where is the end? There is no end to this, right? The end is in the spirituality. You come to India, you visit India. Steve Jobs came to India. He was a big failure before becoming famous and before becoming one of the richest person on planet Earth. Okay, before becoming successful in the Apple industry, his own company, He came to India, to Haridwar, and he got blessings from so many saints over there, and then he went back.
So you think it's the blessings or it's the self-healing and
self-realization,
realization, yeah.
See, self-realization, when self-realization comes in, the first thing happens, your confidence level goes up. And that's where astrology is the first thing. The first house is about your self-confidence. The first house. First house is about your health, about your soul, about your self-confidence. Right? Okay. That is where the first thing itself comes right from the astrology. Right? So people need to understand their inner peace, where that inner peace is. Inner peace is not a tablet, you take it and, oh, I've got the inner peace, fine, I'm very happy. No, it's not like that. Fine. So success is a big journey. It's not a destination. And to achieve inner peace, you need to have a spirituality. You need to follow spirituality. There are some ways to follow spirituality. One of them is meditation. Meditation itself has so many things. Yoga, you know about yoga, right?
Yes,
so yoga, meditation, improving your chakras, and following some spirituality lessons and concepts, that will lead to inner peace and oneness with God.
This is a very good point. Yes, thank you so much for mentioning this, because everything, no matter we talk about astrology or whether we talk about, travel, still success and the way people see their life, it's something which is higher than any niche. So it's really appreciated that you touched this topic. Just to mention about the differences of the culture, I would simply like to add from my side, whenever we talk about astrology in India, we need to remember that Indian society has different cultural norms and rules, which are hugely different from the European and US societies. When in case we have people who are our followers and would like to understand the cultural differences deeper, I would advise you to just try to read Hofstede's different dimensions of cultural understanding and the way people perceive different things. So I'm repeating it. It's Hofstede's approach to understanding the cultural differences. He brings several dimensions per which he shows that, in different cultures, things are normalized and accepted differently. And one of the dimensions is about how people, how often people can doubt and how often people can debate about things. Like in Indian society, nowadays it's becoming more, but in general, it's a society which believes in tradition. It's a society which believes in things which our ancestors have done, right? While in European and US Western societies, it's quite opposite. You will see that people debate a lot. People like criticizing in a positive way, right? To understand and to judge. So this is a huge difference in the culture when we compare Indian and Western culture. And when we take this to astrology overall, we realize that, Indians, they have really they give huge importance to astrology due to their culture, because that's part of their culture. While for a lot of Western people, it could be opposite. They would definitely, in my case also, I always doubt in astrology. I always doubt in the predictions done by the astrology, like every day getting some strange message, your day will be like this or like that. So still, there are a lot of people who do that, who believe it. But the culture and the overall social norms in the country are very important when we talk about astrology, because in India, there are many, many people who consider it as part of their life. Even some people give the real names of their children based on the successful first letter, right? Successful, I don't know, on which day they will cut the child's hair, and all these things are even part of their daily life. Indians don't question it because it's considered part of the culture, so it's connected with the religion, it's connected with astrology. While for other cultures, it's opposite. People question everything. They want to know the reason. But yes, I would definitely want to see more people who try to go deeper into the reasons of astrology and the reasoning, the arguments of the astrology, Indian astrology, because there are a lot of things to discover and a lot of things to learn more and more about
Well,
the stars,
well,
about the planets, their movements.
I put it this way. It's not that Indian don't debate. First thing, it is not that Indian don't discuss about a topic. It is not that Indian feel shy about discussing something.
No,
It
it's not
is
about that.
no, hold on.
When we talk about the culture, it's not that point. Indians do debate, but their belief is above it. Their cultural norms are above it.
Yeah. Now, when you said somebody is doing someone, people sometimes ask question. Maybe somebody's son may ask his father, like, "Father, why you are doing this to me? Like, why on this day only? For example, on Tuesday we don't cut hairs. Okay, Tuesday we don't even shave also. So we don't shave,
Yes.
right? So somebody asks why we don't do this. Okay, so the father, if he knows, for example, my father told me, so I'm happy, I know it. If, for example, my father didn't tell me, what I will tell to my son or a daughter, right? I won't be able to say anything. So this is one thing you should remember. Whether the person has a knowledge about that thing, then he will be talking about it. If he doesn't have a knowledge, then he will not be speaking about it. For example, we put bindi, our ladies put bindi over here. Okay?
Yeah,
And we
what's the
pierce our
reason?
nose. we pierce our nose, we pierce our ears. Even boys also pierce their ears.
I asked a lot of Indians about it. No one knows the reason why they pierce their nose, and specifically why they pierce left side.
Left side, right side, the middle one, because all this is related to your health. First thing. First, always remember, anything what we are doing, there is a reason behind it. There is a logic behind it. Not only reasoning, but a rational way of making you understand that yes, this is really happening. This is not what I'm saying. This is being said by the ancient hermits who have lived some 5,000 years back. They have written down Vedas. There are 4 big Vedas: Riga Veda, Yajur Veda, Tharva Veda, Sama Veda. All these Vedas were written by the most, what would I say, the highest level of priest, or the Brahmin. His name was Ved Vyas. Vyasji wrote all these 4 Vedas. Then we have Ramayana. Then we have Mahabharata, the most biggest epics in the world. People know about Rama, Lord Rama. People know about Lord Krishna. And he wrote Gita. Gita is a management book, right? How to, Hinduism is a way of life, how to live a life. It is not to annoy somebody. It is not to fight with someone. It is all about your karma. In Gita, the Krishna has said, the karma is the most important thing in your life. What you are doing, you will reap one day. If you are doing good, good will come back to you. If you are doing bad, bad will come back to you. It's like a wheel, the circle. It will come back to you. Right? Okay. So all these things are very much related. And if you know things, you can debate things. If you don't know things, you don't have a knowledge to talk about. If you can't tell your son why my mother or my wife is putting a bindi there, or my mother is putting, if you can't say, you cannot explain to your son, then it's your problem, right? It's not somebody else's problem. So you need to know things. Know things, you can tell things.
Yes, that's a good point. Yes, that's why I said it would be really better if people would know the reasons.
I have one more thing. Most of the Westerners or the Western tourists whom I have talked to, and I know quite a good number of Europeans and American friends I do have, and they do chat times whenever they get time. See, India is the country who talked about Kama Sutra, right? India is a country who discussed all this long time back. All this
So
has been
you want to
discussed.
say how come we don't debate?
And you talk about how don't we do. You see, if people know about things, people will talk about things. India was one of the richest country in terms of wisdom, in terms of knowledge, in terms of cultural things, you know. So
Avinesh ji, this becomes a really wide cultural discussion. But if you
very
really
good.
check the Hofstede's dimensions, I can just justify why I'm saying Indians don't debate much, because there is another dimension, which is the power distance dimension, based on which in India, age is respected. And if someone elder tells you that this is
Yes,
the way it is correct, you
yes,
generally, when you start debating, it's
yes,
somehow considered not a respectful step, right? So what I wanted to say simply in that dimension, when you take the debate, when you take different dimensions together, and you compare the astrology, how important the astrology is in the society, then you realize that, you know, in India, there is a specific reason why astrology is part of the Indian lifestyle. So just to understand my debate point, you need to just know all the dimensions. One is the power distance dimension. Another is the debate related to the debate. So there are many, many dimensions which culturally show the differences of the countries. Even
yes.
if I just tell you a small example, even neighboring countries, Finland and Norway, they can have differences in these cultural dimensions by percentage. Like in power index, India is 77% and Norway is 18%. So you can understand the difference, right? In India, the respect towards elders, towards those who have higher, I don't know,
Agree.
status.
Agree.
This is somehow different, right? Think about the cultures and cultural differences, and to try to understand how comes that for Indians astrology is so important and for other Western countries it's not. So just to continue, I just wanted to make sure that we touch upon one very interesting question, which was, through astrology, can we change future? If you use astrology, can you change your future? I don't know, for
Let
example,
me.
didn't you predict coronavirus? Couldn't you predict coronavirus?
No, 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 no. Hold on a second. There,
Yes.
there. See, if you go to a hospital, if you go to a hospital, you will find variety of doctors, eye specialist, ear specialist. Okay, you have a for stomach, you have a different person, right? ENT, and there will be somebody who's doing skin, heart related. Then somebody has a skin problem. Okay, somebody who, if you have a broken arm. Okay, so all those doctors are very, very different in, and they are handling different operations, different things. And on top of that, if there is a heart specialist, there will be a senior heart specialist person who will be very famous, who knows everything about your heart surgery and things like that.
So you want to
Similarly,
say one of your astrology gurus who is specializing in viruses, he knew about coronavirus?
hold on. I am nothing. In terms, when I'm talking about myself, I
No,
have.
not in your terms. I mean, in maybe in astrology, there was already a person who predicted it. I don't know.
Yes, yes. There are people. There are people. They on a daily basis they see the transit of the planets, where the
Mhm.
planets are. For example, in after 2 more days or 3 days, there will be a eclipse. We will have a moon eclipse and then solar eclipse. Two eclipse, three eclipses are coming in one month, within 1 month.
Mhm.
So that will have a very negative impact on the Earth, and there may be some losses in lives. So I just pray to God that everything should be okay everywhere in the world. So what I'm trying to say is, based on your experiences, somebody who is 80 years old person will have a higher level of understanding of astrology. He will be not only a graduate person, he will not be a postgraduate, he will be doctorate, or he may be
Doctorate,
having a
okay.
thesis. Okay, he will be a 80 years old guy. When I might be, if I live 80 years, I will be a different person what I am today. So the
So,
expertise will come. The expertise will come with age, right? So as you
mhm.
said, there is somebody sitting on the street and telling people, the tourist, please give me $1 and I will tell you something about your future. That is nonsense.
But like telling something about future and changing the future, it's very different. So question is, can we change the future? If we know that something will happen and we don't want it to happen, we know that there is something coming up and we want to change the destiny, future,
The,
however you
the
say.
magnitude, the magnitude of any bad happening can be minimized. I am
Okay.
repeating it once more for you. The magnitude of the negative impact can be minimized. And for any good thing, it can be elaborated, it can be increased, enhanced, right? One thing. For example, we believe in karma. If somebody, God has written down that this will be finished, okay? So it will be very difficult to finish, make any changes into it. But the astrologers, they can see that this thing is going to happen. We call it markesh or dosha, that this guy is going to be nowhere now, right? We call it. Respect all of you, all the people who are watching this. I say namaste to you. I please convey my regards to all your friends who are there. The first thing is, astrology is a very wide subject, and to understand it one session is not there.
Yeah,
You please come
that's
to India whenever COVID-19 is finished over here and across the world.
let's
This will get
mention
over.
let's mention if someone wants to meet Mr. Avinesh, you need to visit our project in Dharamshala. So visit Dharamshala project and you will spend very interesting time with Mr. Avinesh, with interesting discussions in the evening near some fire in a warm environment, having Indian tea. So this is kind of
Yes,
an attractive suggestion if someone wants to have some mini prediction with Mr. Avanish, you can always
yes.
think of traveling with Step Beyond Borders to Dharamshala and having some nice experience. Thank you
I
so
want
much.
to,
Yes,
yeah, I want to
please.
just my last thing. I want to add up people who have come here and visited our home and stayed with us. They are still in touch with me. They are still in touch with me, and we have made a lot of impact in their lives, and they are happy now. Trust me, I'm telling, and I may be boasting about myself. Yes, they are happy. I have prayed for them, and they are happy.
This is really nice from your side. Thank you so much also for giving your precious time to us. Thanks for being with Step Beyond Borders. It's
Thank
a
you.
nice
Thank you.
experience to always talk to you. We really had a very fruitful conversation. Yes, yes, Ellen. After COVID-19, we will meet each other, and you can
Yes.
always visit Dharamshala and have discussions with Mr. Avnish.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Stay
much
safe.
to all the people who were following us and who were watching us. Thank you so much.